What's going on, everybody? It's Brendan or B Wheels Plays here with the third episode of my Europa Universalis 4 Let's Play as Spain. And I skipped ahead about, I'd say, a little over half of a year and finished up this war that I was fighting in the last episode that I put out a couple weeks ago. And this is the peace deal that I'm going to be going with here. Now, I could hold out for a little bit more, but honestly, it would probably only be like one more province, maybe a little bit more gold here, a little bit more gold there. And I'm starting to go into debt. I'm minus 10 gold per month, and I'm also starting to waste a lot of manpower and sink myself too deep into this war. Now, I don't obviously want to do that because I am rivaled with Aragon over here, and I really don't want them, and I believe they're allied with France, if I'm correct. I do not want them to backstab me, and I would only really have, like, Portugal on my side, and I'd be pretty wounded from this war, wouldn't go well, etc., etc. So the three provinces you see that are highlighted in green are the three that I'm taking. Now, the reason I'm taking this province is because in my, and this is something I did not discuss, or did at very much length, and it was mostly just showing you my income, whatever, back on topic. This is my trade node, my home node. I currently control this. This is like the most dominant, what do you call it here, the most dominant center of trade, and this is where the trade actually is like situated, the trade capital of this node, whatever you may have you. Then there's Portugal, my ally, their capital. And then there's a more minor, what is this called? I believe it's a natural harbor. Apparently it's not going to show. I'll show you guys after I make the peace deal. But this contributes to my trade and dominance of it for that fact. So I'm going to take that in addition to this province and Gibraltar. So I can have a land connection because apparently my guys can just walk over this strait. And in addition to that, I'm also going to force Granada, which will only have this one province now, to pay me 10% of their income for 10 years, so basically the duration of our truce from this war. And they will also give me 163 of these ducats, so that'll help me not go into debt, and once my income starts to jump back up from integrating these provinces and not being at war with casualties and all that stuff, which raises, or rather lowers the income you make when you have dead men, as it probably should. And this is just the first look at the peace screen, kind of give you guys a little bit of a idea what it's like. So I will accrue 32 aggressive expansion, or rather between 1 and 32 depending on how close or how far these other nations are from me. So because it's a Muslim nation that I'm at war with, or nations, these three will get the majority of this aggressive expansion, to an extent Tunis, etc., etc. And eventually, if I were to accrue too much, they would join a coalition against me, and if I declared war on any one of the members, or any one of the members declared war on me, they would all automatically pile in and join. Now, on top of that, I will get 19% overextension, which is not very much. Once you get above 100% is when you start to get really negative effects. It costs me 14 diplomatic power, and that's only because I'm taking this province from another nation that's not the main one I'm at war with. And then it'll require me to spend 113 of this administrative power to actually incorporate these lands into my country and make them core provinces. So I'm going to go through with the peace deal, and you can see this is a relatively new addition to the game. This is how much men I lost. As you can see, I actually completely dominated them in combat and in naval battles, even though they still outnumbered me even after doing this damage. In addition to just the fact that pretty much I just took attrition. And that will continue to get better and better of a ratio as the game goes on, because Europe slowly overtakes Africa, and to a more major extent Native Americans and Asian nations, and I'll start to get a humongous technology advantage, and then these wars will get easier and easier as I get stronger and stronger. So now I'm going to send my army back to the mainland, as well as my fleet. and I'm gonna begin the integration of these provinces. That's where you do it at. So that should help me. What is this here? Ooh. That's not a good thing. Oh, he's only 26. So just as long as he doesn't die within the next couple years, we should be good. I just need an heir. So I should maybe do a couple of royal marriages to increase the chances of that. So I don't know if any events have popped up since I've started doing this Let's Play, but there's random events that have various mean time to happen meters, where in X amount of years this event can pop up under X amount of circumstances. So if you guys want to, you can pause the video and read this. Let me see what my options here are. Really don't want to go with that one. This is actually a good thing because the nobility has a lot of influence, and if they get above 80, they're at 70, they can start to give me a modifier that can eventually lead to them taking control of my country, I believe, which is not a good thing. And I can easily increase their loyalty. So that'll have to be the option I take. Let me see if there's anything I can do. Oh, what I can do is find some crabby province and put it under their control. Okay, 2 crabby provinces. That's already nobility. So what I'm doing here is I'm pretty much looking for provinces that don't have very much development, because mainly if you're going to put an estate down at all, for example in an area like this, you want this estate because it increases production in addition to also increasing your trade power, which is what I'll be doing here. Once this eventually becomes a state, it's currently a territory, and I'll get into that in later videos in the future, how that all works out. You wouldn't want to put it at a place like this because there's a lot of tax income and there's a lot of production income that comes in this province, and it'll increase my autonomy, I don't know if I just said that right, to 25%, and that has negative modifiers that lower these. So even if I did put it under clergy, which boosts tax income, can't even do it, it's my capital, that was a terrible example, not idea, but it would, moral of the story, probably lower my income rather than raise it. I guess I can demonstrate that. Do I want to do it? No, that'll put their influence way too high. Where's another crafty province? Here we go. Nobility, of course. This sucks. Why are all my provinces pretty nice? Here, oh, that's a gold province. I can't do that. That would have been stupid. This is what I can do here. Yeah, why not? Alright, I'm not going to advance too much further here because I don't want this video to be extra. That'll help with my, sorry to cut myself off here, that'll help with me possibly getting an heir. That'll increase my chances so I don't fall into a war where somebody can put me under a personal union. I want to do that to them, not the other way around. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm not going to play too much further into the game in this episode. I just really wanted to show you guys kind of how the peace works in this game, give you a little bit of a further insight into some of the more minute things like messing with the states, trying to balance their loyalty and make sure that you don't get one that's too powerful or one that hates you too much, because neither are obviously good. That's who I will make my next rival. Maybe they will ally with me now. They will. So now what I have to do here, now that I have France as an ally, my strategy is going to be to bait them into a war on my side so that I can declare a war on Aragon in a separate war. And because they're in a war with me already, they'll automatically have their alliance broken with Aragon. And while they won't join me, they also won't fight against me, because naturally they will take the defender over the aggressor, and they would join with Aragon as opposed to me. So this should allow me to not only break their alliance, but then absolutely obliterate Aragon, so that they probably will just ally with somebody stronger as opposed to rekindling the alliance. And then even if they do, I'll be stronger and they'll be weaker, and I can just rinse and repeat until they're gone, or I get the event that puts me in charge of them. So that's a smart move, I will say, on my part, and that will hopefully allow me to finally move into this extremely, extremely nice node, which, while hard to control, once you do, your nation is never going to not have money. This should help too, and I have a queen consort, nice. But, alright, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching me prattle on about history games and basic strategies, and pretty much just not even playing much of the game and just showing you a couple things. I apologize about the video taking so long. I actually had a Pistons game that I totally forgot about against the Rockets. They did win, that I went to the other night, and so with the difficulties I had initially in recording this video, I just had to do a completely different cut, and it kind of got delayed till today. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to go return some videotapes. Bye.